Alright, playing Vynnset. I'm considering my sideboard, since last time I had an Oasis Respite. This time I decide not to put it in, leave my 60. This is around 23 or 24 blues. I don't have in-game sound on because I had music. And they get to start creating one runechant with their hero power, but besides that they do not have anything going on. They play Cull. Both my blues are quite nice here, but this is a very good starting hand, especially going second. This presents 13 damage, giving me quite a life lead. So let's see, speed up a bit. They present Sigil of Suffering, and I luckily have one extra floating because we played 2 costs and not 3 costs, which also synergizes with Pummel when we have a Vigor or Tunic up. Another hand that quite converts, we can see that they have a Cull and a Widespread. Banished, I suppose. And they play Mauvron Skies, which I definitely want to block out. This creates a lot of runechants, which they can use as your engine. So the game plan is mostly blocking out, waiting for them to brick, and then swinging back. So we do see that the Cull might come in, which motivates us to fully block here, because we might end up having to discard the last card anyway. So able to cover this up, prevent the Mauvron Skies hit. Presumably they will come up with a Cull. So because they swing the weapon, I suppose they had a floating resource? No, it's not. It's for free, right? The weapon. So because they hit themselves, they can play Cull as an instant if a hero has lost health this turn. But luckily we kept Sigil of Solace, preventing that discard using our last resource. Not taking one. And I'm choosing to overblock this with my boots, given that the value that they create is equal to 2. So essentially preventing 2 value, except that that runechant acts as their engine, so they do get 1 extra value from that. Here we have another nice hand. So the greedy play is of course Mocking Blow. I have Tunic coming up, so Mocking Blow plus a blue is 10 damage, 2 card 10. I really want to play that. We're scouting what they banish and what they have available, which is a Deadly Wail for 5. Already 2 Culls, which is very nice. So this on-hit is important. If they hit, they get to create runechants, which is their engine, so I want to prevent that. I only have 1 blue in my hand, so how can we prevent this? And the play I'm gonna go for Shelter as an option, because I'm also calculating my block value, and which is sink below for 4 plus the boots. Covers up to 5 nicely. And worst case scenario, we can block with another Mocking Blow. But the other attack that's coming in is Vanthom Banshee. And we can also calculate here, because they have 1 runechant up from Malefic. They need 3 for Banshees. And so if we take any damage from Deadly Wail, we'll generate 1 runechant, so they need 1 more. And I believe they can then use Tunic into Spellbound, into a non-attack, into damage, into using hero power, getting 3 runechants. So yeah, that letting any damage through enables a lot of things. And here they had to IP2. So we get to cover everything up and do our play. So it's good to use Tunic here since we are generating Vigor, getting the Vigor train going. Here we get quite a complicated hand. 2 dreacts and a Nimblism, which I don't want to see in my hand, together with an outside interference, which is a lot of different cards. It's 3 cards, or you can pitch it. So here, life gain, not super important. 2 runechants coming in, 1 on the back. They need, again, 3 for Vanthom Banshee. Again, the choices I have is pitching for the AB or using Shelter. And they're coming in for 5, right? 5. So I have a 4 cover, and I don't have my extra equipment to cover the 1. And I thought about it, but I did not consider it fully, but I should have used Shelter again, because of the only 2 runechants, and then it would have covered up the 5th point of damage. So I missed out on that. So I could have still, in a world, used the Shelter. So here we take damage. So they use Spellbound, and then they use this Succumb, which I hadn't really seen. Apparently it's a strong Vynnset ability. They choose a card to discard if this hits. If I hadn't cycled my Shelter, this would have been a good opportunity to use it. Not that it matters too much, it would have saved 1 damage. Anyway, they get to discard probably my outside interference. But because we prevented Arcane, they probably lose their creepers, so it's not too bad. I would say it's actually quite good for us. They didn't get to send the Banshee either. So at this point we have quite a life lead. So now we can, if we get the right hand, we can start looking at taking damage to make a play. +3, no biggie. Unpreventable Arcane. And here I have no extra resource, so I'm just looking into playing Big Bully. And I am going to be a little bit greedy here, which is keeping both Mocking Blow and Big Bully. looking to Arsenal Mocking Blow, which is really not a play, especially not with Face Purgatory up and not having to see any Arsenal disruption yet. So should have just given 2 reds instead of being greedy. They already got a runechant from it, so we just take some damage here. If this were a blue, we could have reacted to the Face Purgatory, but now, because it's a red, they obviously do the face play, and we lose a card, but they, to be able to use the helmet, they do overblock a lot. They use 3 cards from hand, which is a lot more than they had to, just to cover everything up. So not the worst. And we get rid of the helmet. Here we have another strong hand, 13 damage, 14 value with the vigor. And all they're doing is no on hits, no damage. So it's just 10 damage straight up, letting us go to 23, which is still above. So we just take it all, because we are able to swing back, and having them at low health will cascade a lot. Yeah. So they give us only 1 card, going down to Sigil. Luckily we have another floating, otherwise I would have definitely pitched the probably pitched the Sigil. They do not do anything here, just building more runechants. Luckily we draw another looking for scrap. So we just do the best we can, which is 10 value, 9 damage. And in some way here, because we have a card in hand, they're even playing around hero power. Because here they block and they use the dreact, otherwise they would have just used the block. And I think they really need the runechant, otherwise they would have kept the dreact. Play Sigil so we can clear our arsenal and put Fate in there. Here's another really complex hand. So outside interference. I have not used a single one yet. Didn't need to. Nasty Surprise, and they have I'm pretty sure they are gonna play something that makes me discard. Yeah, the Shadow Puppetry on hit. Look at the top. Oh no, this gives them an extra card to play. So that's pretty bad. But Widespread Annihilation, if it hits, I have to banish a card from hand. Oh, it's banish. I thought it was discard. So Nasty Surprise would not have worked at all. So I'm glad I went with the obvious play. So I decided that the other play was too complex, so I'm just going to pitch out here. I have the Tunic, so 4 runechants are covered by Tunic plus a blue, which I will do here. Been thinking a bit about it. Tunic and Us Interference. Pitched away. Probably should have kept it to summon a blue Mocking Blow, which is a bit more value than the weapon swing. But I thought that I could have discarded the Nasty Surprise if he managed to give an on-hit somehow. Recover the 7 cleanly, and they're not able to play the Vanthom Banshee even though they had go again. We just claw here. So yeah, the better play would have been to keep outside interference. Definitely play the Mocking Blow for 4. Always nice to have Sigil on Arsenal to bait any Arsenal destruction. Another good hand. We don't have Tunic up. And we could have had the Vigor if we played as interference last turn, but we don't. So I'm just looking to keep 1 Mocking Blow here. Another the bad on hit, so we need to calculate our block before pitching for AB. Straight up Cull, so nothing to do about that. Discarded the yellow Mocking Blow. Unpreventable, so they will create the runechants. Nothing, don't even have to think about it. Just choosing to cover up 7 here, also because of the on hit, as mentioned. Very lucky to have another dreact in hand, coming in clutch for the breakpoints. They get to create 2 more runechants from the hero power, and playing a free Vanthom Banshee, bringing me down to 14, which is definitely worth it, since now they are in blocking range. Early life lead makes me get a lot of value out of these plays. So I have to give 2 cards. A little bit of an awkward hand for me. Overcrowded blocks 4, but probably 3 because I have Vigor. With this hand, I'm looking to play Nimby with the Vigor. 1 card 6. Also really want to arsenal a Pummel to close out the game, especially since Tunic is coming up. Not too worried about this on hit. Banishing a top card of my deck, not an issue. So I'm taking the Arcane and then blocking whatever I can. Already took damage, so nothing to prevent. And they just pass. 1 card 6, pretty nice. They do 1 last attempt, going to 1 HP. And here we are lucky to see the 2 block because they're doing quite crazy stuff now. Creating a lot of runechants, 7. All I care about is to play my show strength, so just pitching, blocking, whatever. They play Oblivion, summoning the thingy. And they cannot play around Pummel, so that's game.